Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, playing Yoshi's Crafted World, dressed as a space rocket, and we're going to Mr. Geary's factory. And with a title like that, I'm sort of partly reminded of the original, well, especially the original Rayman game. Like, perhaps to something of an extent the later ones, but especially Rayman 1. Which, like, that could have been a good game, but the difficulty balancing is just non-existent. Answers in the comments below. What games are there out there that would be fun if the game designers were just better at designing their games? Also, is this instant death? It feels like it might be, because Mario games tend to be like that with crush damage, and I can only worry. Can I go up there? Somewhere between David Mitchell and the bird from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Right, so what secrets have you, if indeed any? Indeed you do. Oh. And can't go through that, that's a solid thing, but that's in the background, but the game was hoping you wouldn't notice that. But I did. You can't keep anything from me, game. Secrets are forbidden in this establishment. What I was going to say, though, with the name of this level, is it also reminds me somewhat of, like, do you ever feel a certain, like, fungus from name, word, concept ideas sometimes? Like, I know that doesn't make a fat lot of sense for me to just say cold turkey like that, but, like, what I mean is, like, what I was thinking of was in Donkey Kong, again with the Donkey Kong Country, there's a boss that's just called Dumb Drum, and that makes me feel a certain type of way, but I don't know what type of way that is. It's a name where it's like, this is a dumb drum. Like, just looking at it and I'm like, you know? Like, there are names that are just like that, or is that just me? Oh, I thought you in the background with the bazooka would go floopy toopy doop boo, but you didn't, because I hit the checkpoint, and that traditionally makes people be a bit dead by way of turning into life, but only for me. So you're coins or a colourful egg. Or rather, coin or a colourful eggs. Having 3 eggs and no money. Having no eggs and 3 money. Oh. Why aren't there more memes out there than just Yoshi commits tax fraud? Because whether or not, you know, that's neither hither nor zizzle, much less nimbulously whence. I thought the floor might be rising and also lava at the same time. It semi-reminds me of my days as a youth, where, like, something else that I have in common with Heather on Stevia, as youths, and in fact, she still does it, I've sort of hold off on it by way of, is that death? Where did we end up? Sort of, I'm a bit more disinclined just by way of, like, I'm full of self-aware, like, oh, but if I follow my childhood dreams, it's cringy. But, like, I used to come up with ideas for, like, you know, various flavors of video game. And what I have in mind in my bringing this up is I once came up with, like, a complete roster of minigames for, like, a Mario Party style situation. And one of them was, like, I wasn't 100% sure of how to balance it necessarily, but some sort of game where it's like, there's, like, you have to, like, throw a lever one way or the other, and one way is safe and the other way is just this wall of magma, and you have to, like, get it right as, like one of those tiered games of chance where, like, whoever lasts the longest wins, and I called it Lava or Lever. And I'm very much aware that that name doesn't work in American, and for all the times that they've refused to localize things for non-American audiences, I say, fuck you, you can deal with it. So, yeah, that's a thought I had. I swear they weren't all... Oh, no! I didn't realize I was in danger until I was in danger. That's a fine noise to make when someone shoots fire up your ass, or in this case, lava. Yeah, another one that, like, they weren't all fire-related, but there was one that I came up with that was all funds blazing. It's like a Mario Party DS style 1 versus 3, where one person has access to, like, artillery and fire weapons and stuff, and the three players are just trying to outlast the timer, not getting murdered by the lava and fire and hotness and such like. You're clever, Clart people, you get the general gist. The texture of that magma is like somewhere between lava lamp and like yogurt, which I'm okay with. In fact, I believe epic rap battles of history, when they did RoboCop versus the Terminator, they portrayed lava by using yogurt, but like with the power of underwear. They poured yogurt and then color corrected it in post to make it look like lava. See, I'm doing this the most awkward way possible. Just get to the top of this gear and collect the coins as they come around that way, rather than jumping from below. Because sod's law, if I leave even one kern, that'll end up being red. But it wasn't. Well, let's just get gold kern instead. Yeah. Consolation prize for getting gold coins. More gold coins. It's like the same branch of logic that's like, hey, you're exceedingly wealthy. Don't bother paying taxes. You could afford to not do that. And then these same people are like, hey, poor people. We've noticed that you're 10p overdrawn. I can't speak from experience, but go with this here. You're 10 pence overdrawn. So we've realized that you don't have any money. Pay us money as a fine for not having money. And if you can't pay the you don't have money fine, then you'll have to pay a you can't pay the you don't have money fine. Suddenly you're in debt because you didn't have any money to start with. Yeah, that makes sense. My mother's going to accuse me of being a socialist. Anyway, we're actually doing quite splendulously with this level, which wasn't meant to sound like splendidly, but I'll take it. Though it does remind me of that time that in the span of about a week, 2 different Scandinavian Eurovision national finals took the piss out of Britain. Just, like, it was completely just uncalled for, where one of them mispronounced dancing as dancing, and then they tried to act like that was some crazy British thing, and then like someone from Norway said something about something being punched the microphone, splendid, and they were like, oh, splendid, like shut up, leave us alone. One was Sweden, one was Norway anyway. Oh, hello.
You again? You are driving me crazy! I won't allow you to go one step beyond! Further!
Un paso adelante! I'm sure I must be amongst, if not the only, person who likes the music of the group Madness, who actually prefers the Liberty of Norton Folgate over their earlier albums. What do? You look like a bit of platter for me, so should I just ride you upwards? If you know what I'm saying? Okay, you're giving me eggs. Gone to something eggful. I'm assuming I need to like hit those bits of tape with eggs. I just want to get on top of you, and you're not. Get back down here. I wanted to get on top and like pound them. Oh, where are you now? You gotta ask yourself the question. Oh, that took out several. Well, I did not see that coming. Well, you can't crush me because I'm beneath you. Crush damage is beneath you. You should be better than that. Okay, there's approximately one more. And much as I dislike crush damage as a thing, I'm enjoying this boss so far. Well, does it count as a boss? Especially now that it's dead. I did it. I saved Christmas. You didn't know that that was on the line here, but it was. So that sure was a level. Now what concerns me now, is having done that, that now means we can open the way to where the green dream gem is, and that's not easy to say, by the way. So, does that mean that we only have the last level left, or are there, that wouldn't be the last level before the final boss, surely. And you didn't hear this from me, but I think there might be some sort of secret level and or boss if you get every single flower in the game, which is something I intend to pursue. But, yeah, that was slightly dramatic. So, is there really just... Ooh, a freem! Just a freem. If nothing else. Like, maybe there's a boss, and then you get the green dream gem, and then after that, there's like the Bowser world after that once you've got all of the MacGuffins. I can hope. I don't want this game to be over. Choking on a burp, and hey, we got a light bulb. See, I would buy more here, but I'm more inclined to go back to earlier worlds and spend my coins there in the meantime instead. But before anything else, let's just see what we're cooking with up and to the ahead. What's your deal, large friend?
Oh, I'm wiped out. If only I had 30 smiley flowers.
That's really not a lot, bearing in mind how well we've been doing. As I said, at no point were we gated, and I feel like even if I hadn't done all that Poochy cleanup early on, I feel like I would still have more than enough flowers, because I'm fastidious. I'm not perfect, but I intend to be by the end of this series.
There we go. Now I'm feeling super swell. Let me just get out of your way there.
That went downhill in a hurry.
Thank you so much for the help. Say, how did you find your way out here? Well, aren't you just adorable? On the hunt for gems, are we? I did see something shimmering fall to the ground just over there. I'm sure if you continue on, you'll come across whatever it was. Also, I saw that bluish lad zoom through here. You may want to hurry.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Really? It's just a boss. And it counts as Shadowville. That's what makes me think that this won't be the final boss so soon. Well, I'll at least summon it, see what's pop, lock, and dropping. Well, I'm going to change it to another costume first. And for the sake of despongity, I shall find something gold and... Like, have I ever dressed as this? I feel like I haven't until I highlight it, and then suddenly I feel like I have. Screw it, I'll be Cybo. Not to be confused with Kibo. So at the very least, who's here? That looks very final bossy, and I'm not ready for that in this episode. No! Imagine that. Imagine just, like, you're the villain, you see the hero approaching, the hero's like, oh, the villain's here. No thanks, and that's it. Like that. Oh, I guess that's the end of the story then. But yes, as previously stated, I do intend for this to be a 100% Let's Play eventually. Now, obviously, that will involve going back, doing various Poochy missions, and doing all of the, like, find the hidden thing in the levels missions. Those are things I will do. I'm not going to do that before fighting the final boss. It's just, I want to go, like, I only came all this way back so that I could clean out this machine. So don't be befuddled. You know, what my intention is going forwards is round out this episode with, like, a Poochy mission or two, and then in the next episode fight the final boss, assuming that's what it is. It looks like it is. And then after that, we'll do something a bit more distinctly cleany-uppy. Misread that as derpy sheep, as opposed to derby sheep. Soda trash bin, to go with our green one. Yellow truck with a face mouth. Purple one with a sad face mouth. Oh. I'll wear that at some point. Swirly snail. It looks like it would be utterly useless as a piece of armor, but we have it now anyway. So yes, that being the case, I guess I'll just meet you back in Shadowville?
Fun fact, the gumball machines also double as teleport points.
They don't, actually. That was just a fancy edit on my part. Yeah, let's go and be victims of murder whilst finding children. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Apart from, you know, being murdered, but it swings and roundabouts. So, are there going to be murderers chasing me while I look for dogs? Of course there are. Why wouldn't there be? Out of the way, thank you. What about up here? You are just a friend, and you're up against the wall, and you're going to murder my costume because there's no way through you. Your hiding places are ineffectuable, because I can see from the wrong side. Excuse you, I jumped up here on several occasions. Where the Poochy Pups at? There's one. Hiding beneath. Well, you there. Get your wares out here. Hit me with your best axe, apparently. Fine. Well, I've collected the child now, so I shall have no further dealings with you, please, and thabg. Like thank, but with a B instead of an M. Nope. You can all find my house at www.myhouse. Flavins. Oh, it's all of those from the last time we were here, but they're all fake. Are either of you, either of the three of you, holding a Poochy Pup? I'll just throw the one that I have found away. Anyone hiding into the trash? Oh. Well, that's clever design, that the platforms in the foreground, you can't stand on them, but they are exactly where the platforms in the background would be. So you can still see where you are, even though you can't see where you are. That's good design! There's doodles of things, and there's a puppy in the window. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the pup? How much is the dog that is? That was the dog that was. I maintain I am much more cat person than dog person. Because, like, my lived experience of the world is very much like the online meme of, like, cat people be like, dogs are okay, but I prefer cats. Dog people be like, cats murdered my family! Because all dog people are American, apparently. The lights are powered by batteries. That's endearing. Batteries? Shout out to the very notion that, in French, if you play the battery, then that means you're a drummer. Because, well, I don't know. A battery is actually a collective term for multiple cells, and French is more right than we are, but we don't need to have that discussion. Anyway, we had just under a minute free spare extra left over at the end there. I saved all the children from Murder Town. Now, Poochy, keep a closer eye on your children when walking through the danger zone next time. You know, highway to the murder zone. Boibledy, boibledy, boib. Let's go somewhere else. I forgot to change costumes again. Well, oh, there's a Yoshi statue out there. Nah. I was thinking, should I play cautiously, or should I just rely on the fact that these switches are basically everywhere? Okay, that part was careless, but, you know. Why don't you set off your own switch? Honestly, the inconsideracy of these children. I've yet to see any dogs. Oh no, I was differenter than that. My relative Y position was different. Okay. Nothing to do with anything, but a conversation that I've had before with, like back in the days when I was studying game design at university, because my first year of university was all about game design. The discussion of which axis is which, because, like, I think anyone who's had, like, a high school education can agree that the x-axis is the you know, x is across, x is horizontal. But with Y and Z, which one goes which way? Because I have always been of the persuasion that X represents, like, the X-axis is horizontal, the Y-axis is vertical, and the Z-axis represents depth. But there are some people, including the Bethesda Game Development Toolkit, that thinks that Y is depth and Z is verticality. Like, no! But we were encouraged to think about why that might be, and the conclusion I came to was that it was to do with, like, the contexts in which, like, these, like, drawings requiring multiple axes are made. Because, like, if it's... if you're viewing something from, like, a top-down perspective, then that'll change how you feel about it compared to if you're viewing it from, like, a sideways perspective. So, hence, from, like, the point of view of, like, an architect, that the Z-axis would be one place. Oh, it was actually for the best that I fell foul of that switch, because it revealed the secret child. And there's me thinking, oh yes, there's clearly a cooldown on these walls, but then again, there are no walls to protect my identity. Really? I missed one? Well, hang entirely on. Wait, is pink the third one, or the... Have I been dumb this whole time? I thought... Wait. Hang about.
3 hours later.
I feel really dumb. I combed the level as far back as I could get, and I just could not find the second one, so either I missed it really early on, or I'm just extremely stupid. So, I'll give it another go, and if I meet you back on this screen and nothing's changed, then I think you can infer what happened. If you see a speed-up montage, then I've probably succeeded. Oh, that is cheap. Get your ass out of the way. Thank you. There we go. Got on a loaf. So it turns out it's actually a combination of the two. I feel stupid and it was dumb. I don't remember if I laid that out as a possibility. But whatever, we've done enough to put off doing the final boss. So yeah, in the next episode of Yoshi's Crafted World, I guess we'll go and fight Baby Bowser, and we'll get some sort of ending to the effect of, I guess you did it. But go back and get some more flour, and then in episodes thereafter, we will get more flour and see what come of it. But for the time being, I'll pick a costume next time. I've been able to be Tessellating Hexagons, and when I next see you, we're gonna deal with this.